What's up, brothers? How's everybody doing today? Well, I know if my audio sounds fine because I'm still, like, not really putting headphones on because of my ear infection, but... What's up, Little Caesar? K Lizzie, what's up? Dave, Straw Hat, Caden, Isaiah, Byron. Hope y'all are doing good. But, man, I would say that I'm a lot better than the last time I streamed, the last guys you heard from me. And then, but the last time you heard from me was not the worst because, so, how do you guys remember, I had an ear infection, still have one actually, and then I was streaming on Monday, and I probably wasn't going to get the medication, and I didn't get the medication till late last night, like right before my pharmacy closed. So man, that like 24-ish hours after my last stream, that was miserable, but Asta will be boundless at the end of the series. Outer Versal Asta, Isaiah. What's up, Anime Master? Good but tired. That's good. Yeah, I saw that, K Lizzie. But it looks like you watched that. I just saw that you commented on it right before I went live, because somebody else commented on my stream. What's up, final message? But yeah, for today's stream, I just want to talk about, like, how strong will Asta get, and also, like, talk about how he will get there. That's like the main topic on the stream to be on today. John Wick on speed. Some OP fans think Luffy, no diffs, Lucifero. See, I'm not really much of a One Piece scaler, so I can't really answer that as of yet if that's the case. I would wonder, I mean, he might not be able to kill Lucifero because he's not arcane, and I don't know if Luffy has an actual way of killing Black Clover Devils. But I don't know. I know people try and argue Toon Force, but I think Luffy's quote-unquote Toon Force is way overrated. The Reddit said that Mosh could beat Asta. I disagree. I just scripted a whole video of Asta versus Mosh, and I have Asta winning, and so I've seen a lot of people, I've talked to a lot of people about, like, the scale Mash, or Mosh. I still need to check the anime and see if it's Mosh or Mash, because I remember people used to correct me and say, no, it's Mosh, not Mash, but, and I'll answer this real quick, but no, Little Caesar, he's a lot stronger than country level. And no, he's not a Deku victim, he's way stronger than that. Mash would also probably solo My Hero Academia, but, there's just a lot of, like, issues I take with not necessarily what people scale Mash to. And so they will scale Mash to certain levels, and then when Asta does similar things and similar statements are made, they don't allow it for Asta. Like, Innocent Zero is stated to destroy the world. And one of the supporting statements people use is some random civilian saying it's the end of the world. And like, okay, well, that must mean it's planetary. Even though when the attack actually hits the planet, it doesn't destroy it. And that attack that was going to destroy the planet was pure hacks. It wasn't even AP. And also, that attack was directly stated that Mash wouldn't be able to stop it. So, I mean, like, Mash is still, like, at the very least small planetary, though. And not, like, very least moon level, but he is strong. But it's just weird, because also there's several statements that Licked, Demon Licked, was going to destroy the world. And also, there's random civilians saying it's the end of the world. But it's like, but for some reason, that attack from Innocence Zero is planetary and not Demon Licked. But Mash is in that weird state of it was my ears, Isaiah, not my eyes. Mash is in that weird state of half the people wank the fuck out of him, and the other half downplay the shit out of him. And I try to be in the middle of that. Like, some people try and argue he's like outerversal because he basically was able to resist a pull from this door that said it's beyond the physical realm, when like it's pretty obviously just saying that like it's like an afterlife because it's beyond the physical realm, not that it's beyond. But people argue like, oh, it's beyond all laws of physics. It's like, no, like that's not what it's stated there. And like, it's crazy too because actually I don't even want to say it because I know if I say it, so many people are going to use it to wank Black Clover. You know what? Actually, I'll say it because you guys probably won't be able to find it pretty easily. But there is a back of a volume for one of the Black Clover volumes where it says that when Asta is fighting Zagrid, it's a battle that transcends space and time. Dude, there are so many people I see try to scale their verses or their characters to outerversal with like the same statement, but so yeah, Mohammed, we're getting 2 Black Clover chapters on April 29th. Little Caesar, I don't know how smart Luffy is. So Mash is like, he seems more aloof to me than dumb. And then when it comes to like fighting and like actual anatomy of the body and muscles and how to use them, he is a genius. Like, it's one of those things where it's like he's portrayed to be like dumb in like a normal stance, but in fighting and like power, he is the opposite. Like, we would look so incredibly dumb to Mosh. Anime Master. I think that it depends. I mean, Clover citizens have magic power. They could sense the magic power and be like, oh, that's enough to destroy a planet. But like I'm saying, right, is like so many people, and it's not even just Mashal. Like, I have seen like random TikToks of other verses. I don't even remember which ones, but like there's like civilians stating it's the end of the world, and then they're like, oh, this character's planetary, and then I'll see this the same TikToker do a scale on Asta, and they're like, oh yeah, he's like continental, multi-continental at best. I'm like, what? How are you saying that? But that's kind of a good point, K Lizzie. Like, so if you transcend space itself, like the concept, like all, because space isn't just like 3D or whatever. Space can go up to infinite dimensions. So oh, Isaiah, that was a joke, yeah. Do I think countering Zenon's domination was an ass pull? I don't know. Because I don't know, that it's hard to say really, but I'm trying to think what was the foreshadowing for that. I mean, technically, I mean, I could think you could say that it was plot convenience, but I wouldn't say it aspel, because now that I think about it, people that are beloved by Mana have like Mana force fields around them that like give them an extra layer of resistance to powers. So that would make sense that being loved by Mana would let you resist absolute space. But also it's weird because was supposedly loved by Mana already before that. But yo, Straw Hat, thanks for the $10. Appreciate that. I got to thinking, isn't Linden from Cradle what Deku should have been? He's a perfect blend of intelligence outside of battle and in battle along with skill. Honestly, that's a good point. Straw Hat Asta. I'm actually working on a script for a Cradle video, and in the opening, I talk about how he's kind of like Rock Lee, but that's a good point. I should probably say he's like Rock Lee and Deku, or even just like he's Deku. Actually, Deku might. I just used the Rock Lee example because it reminds me. Sacred Valley kind of reminds me of Naruto. Um, yeah, K Lizzie, we are for sure. Johai Cradle is a battle. I call it a battle shonen because it's an American author who made it, but it is written like an anime, like a battle shonen, and it's become my favorite. Like I like it more than Black Clover, and I got Straw Hat Asta to start reading it. And I have a few videos planned to make about it to see if people watch it. But Ali Mo, my phone died. Did you answer this question? Did you ever take note of Berserk Asta's feat against Dante when he statued his own attack? No, I'm not sure exactly what you're talking about. Oh man, what's my most unpopular power scaling Black Clover take? Probably my most unpopular one. See, that's hard. Like, is it unpopular as in the most, like in terms of quantity of how many people have disagreed, or unpopular in the percentage of people who saw it and disagreed with it? If it's popularity, the most like unpopular power scaling take I've said in terms of just quantity of people who disagreed, it would be 100%. It had to be that Lucifero has been power cliffed. Just because it is a very popular talking point, so it's just very popular for people to talk about. I've made a bunch of videos and TikToks about it, and yeah, so many people disagree. And then if it's like relative to the people who've seen it, that would be that a 5% Spade Captain is more powerful than Zagrid. Oh, really, Alimo? I'll need to check that. Because that'd be crazy, actually. That's actually really dope. Linden is the name of the main character. Yeah, okay, Lizzie. So it's a book series right now, but it's actually getting animated. There's going to be a 30-minute animation. I think it's going to be released this summer. So, I want to start with the poll. Actually, I kind of want to wait till there's a little bit more people in here. But, yeah, Johai, if anybody wants to read Cradle, the best thing to do is get Kindle Unlimited, because all of this author's books are free through that subscription service. And then you could also read so many other authors as well. That's what I use. But, anyways, Asta. How strong will Asta get? Now, let's just start narratively first. I'm talking like end of series Asta. Inverse, how strong is he gonna be? If we're going by how Tabata writes things, then I think that if we get any sort of a time skip after this saga, after Lucius is defeated, I wouldn't be surprised if by the end of the series, Asta in his base is stronger than whatever peak power Lucius gets. Because Asta surpasses his base, or surpasses his like highest forms or highest powers with his base forms all the time. He has done it so many times. And it happens so consistently that I do think that, like, let's say Lucius is defeated, and then we get, like, what? A 1 year, 2 year time skip, and then it's Asta and to decide the Wizard King, they do a fight. I would not be surprised if base Asta, at that point, is stronger than, right now, like, Asta's full Union Zeton, That's how strong I think it's going to get inverse. See, Straw Hat Asta, I don't think so, but I've only read one and a half of the other books outside of Cradle. Um, so in Cradle, there are some Easter eggs about the other books, but you just see them as like, oh, that's some random different universe. But like, for example, the Traveler's Gate trilogy, that iteration is actually mentioned in Cradle, and you get to like see it or whatever. So. Joke, if you got a question, ask away. If I miss it, you can always super chat. I won't answer anything, but I also just try to answer everything, even if it's not on super chat. But you might finish book 12 in a week. Dang, what book are you on right now? But anyways, Asta. Like, just imagine that. Imagine, like, Asta and his base stronger than full power Lucius. I would not be surprised, especially if there's a time skip. Though I wonder, like, how they would even convey that narratively. Like, Asta, like, creates a spell that's like, wow, everybody's watching, wow, that's the strongest spell I've ever seen, and then Asta negates it in the base. I guess that'd be an easy way to do it. No. When Lyndon notices things that are familiar, I believe that is when, just from Suriel's vision that she gives him. Book 8, second half. Book 8 is goated. But, I also want to, just from like a power scaling standpoint, how strong do you think Asta will get? I want to start with, doing a poll, because I want to see how strong you think he is right now, and then how strong he will be at the end. So, how strong is Asta? The type's so slow because I can only type with one hand at a time, so I don't hurt my wrists. So when you look at these rankings, just if you think he's somewhere in between these, just pick whatever you think he's closest to. So this is how strong Zosts are right now. Yo, Alimo, thanks for that $5. Appreciate that. Chapter 243, Black Hurricane Scene. Asta statues his own attack and blitzes Dante before the teleport. Alright, I'll pull it. Let me look it up. That'd be crazy. 243. Is that the end where he like actually finally tags Dante? Low multi-abuse peak. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. Yeah, Alimo, yeah, I've noticed that, which is why I think that Asta's anti-magic can work on physical things. Okay, I think it's at the end of the chapter, right? Oh, shit. I mean, it does definitely look like that happens. But I don't think it's actually literally statute. I think it probably like moved some, which I don't think you're implying it didn't move at all. But damn. That is, yeah, it just shows like the attack still there, and Dante's already going over there, and Asta's like on his way there. Crazy. Good eye. Damn, 15 gigabytes. That's like a small video game. I need to update the fund. We're at 165 now, guys. Thanks so much for that. Y'all are killing it. Oh, and I do want to say that this Friday I'm planning, it might change to maybe Saturday. But the next stream will be a big tier list stream. So it's going to be a long stream. And the tier list is going to be ranking it's like pretty much I found a tier list that has every single Black Clover character. And I'm gonna tier them based on how I like the said characters. So not power scaling, but just how much I like them as a character, or how good of a character I think they are. The issue, I wasn't the other day, but the issue is that it's actually only every character in Black Clover at the time of right before chapter 331. Because it doesn't have Lucius on it. So I have to go through and add all the characters to it that need to be added, which that'll take some time. So couldn't do that because I didn't realize that until today, that it didn't have everybody. But I should be able to get that done. And that'll be, I think, a really fun stream that'll probably take at least 2 hours, if not longer. Switch games are 2 gigs? That's crazy, because I have games on PS5 and they are way bigger than that. Do I think Asta, who has just awakened Devil Union, can solo the JJK universe? Yeah, so if it's just Devil Union Asta from like 282, I still think he could probably solo JJK. That's when I will also do K Lizzie, but I'll probably do that at a different time. But I am probably going to be rereading Black Clover soon, so I might wait till I do that. But definitely a great idea. Alright, so I am not going to do paladin versions of characters. I'll just include the paladins. Alright, so I'm ending the poll. This is what I thought you guys were going to vote. Excuse me. Planetary, Universal, and then Multi-Continental. Now I'm going to do another poll. And this one will be, how strong will he get? And we'll go with, we'll start, since Planetary was most of you guys, we'll start with Solar System. And then Galaxy. And then Universal. And then let's do anything multiversal or higher. So if you have a multiversal or anything higher than that, vote for that. And if not, just vote for whatever you think he's closest to. Or what you think you'll get closest to. So this is how strong do you think he will get by the end of the series. Yeah, I mean, Mr. Jeff, I like totally get how you can think it's inconsistent. But there are several instances of universal feats, which is why I think that it's pretty sound to use. At least, so this, like, a lot of people will say that, like, anybody from late Elf arc and beyond is high universal, because that's when the feat happens of like with Dorothy and shit. But like I say like it's a bit more iffy at that point, but I think that once you bring up the fact that Asta could destroy the tree of Cliff-Off, which is a universal-sized tree, I think at least from that point, and that point in the Spade Saga, on top of everything else, that Universal is pretty sound. Joke, you can ask it again. I didn't ignore your question, I just didn't see it. And thank you, Electrician, for that $2. I really appreciate that. Noel right now scales to pretty much whatever you think scales to, because she is relative to So I would say that puts her from anywhere from Dwarf Star level to Universal. Oh wow, I was actually a little surprised that Universal is leading so far, and Multiversal and Universal comprise the large majority of the votes. That's a little surprising to me. I thought it'd be actually lower, but that's interesting. Okay, Lizzie, that'd be funny. But I'm actually working on a video of talking about like how I think Asta's getting a lot stronger. Like how is he gonna do it? So for one, what my answer is I think that he'll be multiversal. Now the reason for that is I have this big theory that Lucius is going to merge the living world with hell, or the underworld, and then purify that and make it heaven, which that would be a low multiversal feat. So I think that's why he will get to the multiversal levels of power. Or Asta will affect or destroy multiple timelines, or Lucius will do it. Which, if you affect a timeline, it's essentially affecting a universe. So we know that there's over 20,000 timelines in Black Clover. So that's why. But how I think he's going to get there, or at least how I think he's going to get strong enough to fight Lucius. Okay, I'm going to read your question, Joke, before it goes away. Or before it scrolls up. Asta scales to magic he erases according to Chapter 4. He literally erased Twins' devil power. Does this mean Asta erases the invisible concepts? So you could say Asta can affect magical invisible concepts, yeah. But like a lot of people argue that that's like outerversal, which is not. And yeah, I've been saying that for a while. That's what I've like been using for a long time, is that Chapter 4 statement Joke. That Asta, he negates magic no matter how strong it is, but he can't nullify its force. He has to be physically strong enough to nullify the force. So yeah. Mr. Jeff, and yeah, that's why I can see why that's the case. But that isn't necessarily the case though. For example, all the Lucifero destroy the world statements. World can mean universe. But I get what you mean though. But then also there are like Dragon Ball threats that are like usually the villain is way stronger than what they're actually threatening. But I get what you mean. Like I totally understand thinking that Universal Black Clover is not consistent. And I thought that for a long time. I didn't think that it was consistent until I rewatched some things, and then until I realized that damn, the Cliff-Off is a universal sized tree. But $5 from Alimo again. Thank you so much. Asta cuts warped space, the destroyed infinite darkness and shadows, forcing Lucifero to teleport. Chapter 325. I know what you're talking about. Oh, and I inspire you to start a channel. Well, whenever you post a video, or if you have already, you can tell me what it's called. I would like to watch it at some point, but I'm really glad that I inspired you to do that. That's awesome. But I don't think that it destroyed Infinite Darkness or Shadows. because it is stated that they have infinite synergy. I think what that means is that they are them being synergized is just constantly raising their power. Like the darkness and shadows are constantly going back and forth and making like each other stronger. So it's like I see it as Asta and Yama are getting infinitely stronger. Like they would keep getting stronger forever and forever and forever, but I don't think that was infinite amount. Like if infinite time passed, then yeah, but that's how I see it. But okay, so I'm gonna end the poll because I think we got a decent amount of votes, and I'll talk about what things I think Asta's gonna do. So Universal wins, but Multiversal or higher was close, and then Solar System was. So Galaxy was the least favorite. Which yeah, I think that Galaxy characters are usually like less often than Universal or Solar System, but. Anyways. So what I'm thinking is that Asta is going to finally start doing more abilities, or showing and revealing more abilities with his anti-magic. And so I theorized, if you guys don't remember, I think that I can't remember what the theory is called, but I posted it a little bit before the movie came out, months before Asta did the Calmer Demon's ability and showed his anti-magic, or not showed, shared his anti-magic to the Black Ghouls. And I thought that Asta was using sword magic, but using anti-energy to power it. And then I was talking about like it'd be like if you put anti-energy into an element, it would give you black fire or black lightning. And that's exactly what's happening right now, where Luck and Magna have black fire and black lightning. But what that should mean, though, is that Asta can now do almost anything that a mage can do. Asta has a grimoire. Wow, dude, is your channel? All right, I will put a tab open with that. Okay, I found it. Oh, all right. Yeah, I'll watch it at some point tonight. But yeah, good on you for making a video. That's awesome. What is going on with my chat? There we go. I fixed it. But it's cringe. I already see the flaws of what. Oh, like your video. Oh, I don't even know. But anyways, as I was saying, Asta should be able to do anything that a mage can do. He has a grimoire. And what it's stated in the data book is grimoires are made of magic and connected to the soul. This implies that Asta's grimoire is made of anti-magic, because it should be similar to anti-magic is funneling into a magic system and using that. But this is kind of proven throughout the series, where each sword is a spell in Asta's grimoire. The swords are essentially stored as spells because they get a page in the grimoire, and pages in grimoires are spells. So there's that. Black Divider is implied to be a spell because it gets the like title and the name and the colon. So that is implied that the Black Divider is a spell, not just an ability. And then and also I want to add one more thing to the idea of Asta giving anti-magic to other people. We have to remember that magic attributes are not really magical. What they are is a vessel of the soul. Because your attribute is tied to your soul. When the curse magic affected Charlotte's soul, it changed her magic attribute to blue roses. When William is in control of his body, he has world tree magic. When their bodies switch, when their souls switch, the magic switches. When Patri's soul gets tainted, he gets demon light magic. Asta has to go into Patri's soul to bring him back so he can use regular magic. So, magical attributes seem to be vessels of the soul that different energies can channel through. Just like how when Lit uses the sword, it can put mana inside of it and do abilities with it. Asta can put anti-energy inside of it and do abilities with it. I think attributes are the same thing. Oh, and then, so Lizzie, the attribute that Asta has is sword magic. He has a sword grimoire, and if you guys don't remember, Asta, I'm pretty sure, has already used just blatant sword magic in the series. When he's in Devil Union, and he is changing the swords. Like, I'm gonna try and find these pictures. See if I can bring them up. Because he literally is just using sword magic. Or at least it should be considered that. Alright, I'm pulling over the Lilith and the Mothlight because that's when he does it. Alright. Let's see. So, this is the Demon Destroyer sword, how it normally looks. Look what Asta does to it. He literally physically alters the structure of the blade, or the hilt of the blade, of the sword. That looks like sword magic to me. That looks like anti-magic, empowering sword magic. Or the sword attribute. And then he does it again. Let's see. He does it with 3 of the swords. Okay, yeah, look here. The Demon Slayer sword. He is making the hilt bigger. Like, you could say that this is just the anti-magic, but the hilt is actually stretching and getting bigger. This is making me think that he is using sword magic to do that. And then I think the next chapter he does it again. Oh yeah, because look at the next page. Wait, no. Yeah, 2 pages. This is the Demon Dweller. That's what it looks like normally. Then, look at that. It gets a whole different hilt cover with horns on it. And you can see right here it has a guard. That's not a part of the sword normally. So, I am pretty sure that Asta has already been using sword magic. Yes, it's sword. It's black sword magic, just like how it's black fire magic and black lightning magic for Luck and Magna. It's black sword magic. So, if we look at it like that, Asta should be able to do that. Also, sorry, I wanted to go. Thanks for Straw having been a member for 16 months. Mercy does not get with anybody. At least that we know of. But there's actually implications of some romance, though. Exactly, yeah. But anyways, so as I showed, Asta is likely already using sword magic. So I think that he's going to develop his swords even more to fight Lucius and beat him and get stronger and get more abilities rather than just get power buffs. But what do we know about spells? We know that there's ultimate magic spells. Is it impossible for us to do ultimate anti-magic? Yo, what's up, Big Neil? That's basically what I'm trying to say, is that he's using anti-magic, the energy of it, to actually use the element of sword magic. But anyways, just think of the things he could do. And also, he still has the possibility of doing anti-monozone. We talked about that multiple times. That either he can use ki to do a anti-monozone now, or he could absorb magic and then maybe convert that. That's more theory part. We don't know that for sure yet. He could absorb the magic with the Demon Dweller and then convert that to anti-energy. There's just so much he could do. But, and this is what I'm actually looking forward to and interested in, is if Asta truly has a sword magic, well, he has a sword magic grimoire. If he can truly use the element, and that's what he's been doing, that is an implication that he can make swords himself. That means he should be able to do that. So, are we going to see Asta making new swords that are even more powerful? What if he recreates what he saw of the Imperial sword with anti-magic? Or, this I talked about before too, what if he fuses swords together, or all of his swords together, into one uber powerful sword? If he's already altering the physical structure of the sword without even realizing that, he's using sword magic, then imagine now if he knows what he's doing and he knows that, I basically have sword magic, that's why I can, use all these abilities of the swords, and he can already physically alter their structures, then I don't see why he couldn't fuse the swords together. We even see Lich show Asta a move when they fought against Zagreus to better help Asta understand how to use his power. Yeah, that's true. That is true. Oh yeah, so Igneal, how Asta can use anti-monozone is ki is stated to be everywhere in Black Clover, and he can convert ki into anti-energy. So I'm saying he could do his own where he uses ki in the area and expands and makes an anti-energy or anti-monozone by using ki. But yeah, we don't know if there's nature's anti-energy anywhere. Electrician, we don't know that. I think he did. They seem physical to me. I've always thought that the dwarves had made them. But that's not confirmed. That's just a long-running fan theory. But it's hard to say. He will create Excalibur, Jared. That'd be interesting. Ooh, that's a really good point, Cheese. I forgot about that. I think I mentioned that in my theory, but yeah. Raya copies the Grimoire, and he can create swords. But because I remember a lot of people have said that means that the sword must be magic and not physical. But I believe that because he touched Yami's grimoire, he can just use the katana. Am I tripping? I think that's what he does. I need to pull up. What's that, 136? Yeah, oh. Yeah, he just pulls. Oh, well, actually, that's interesting. So, the grimoire, like, when he copies Dark Cloaked Black Blade from Yami, his copy magic just creates a sword. That's interesting. Or is he pulling it out of there? Is Yami storing swords in his grimoire? I'm pretty sure he usually has it at his hip, but that's actually crazy. I forgot about that. Yeah, exactly, Alimo. How screwed would Asta be if Libe was like Sukuna? Um, Probably screwed, because if we're assuming that if Libe doesn't hold back, if he's strong enough to beat Asta, then then Libe would be in control of Asta with Sukuna's personality right now, which would not be good. That would be interesting, Yami Sukihiro. That actually would. I thought Raya had the sword. Nah, like let me go back to it. I'll just pull up the chapter on stream. So he says dark copy magic, dark cloaked black blade, and you can see like it looks like magic is creating the sword. And he just has a sword now. He does it again later too. I want to pull up him using anti-magic to see. I don't know if we get to see the process of the creation, do we? Or does he just have the sword out already? It's just out, yeah. Ooh. That's interesting because he was still able to copy the grimoire, just not the energy of it. Yeah. And then she just Marileona just punches the sword in half, bro. That's crazy. Spalix, that I still disagree with that. It's basically anti-magic. It nullifies magic or negates magic, but it doesn't nullify the physical force that magic creates. Meaning that Asta still has to scale to the things he's negating. So I don't think it really makes him broken. Every time, every single time we think Asta's broken, Tabata always shows us the opposite. Asta gets black form. What happens? Like 10 chapters later, Marileona one-shots him. Asta gets black form too. Zagrid low diffs him and Asta gets Black Divider. Cool. Gaja no diffs Black Divider Asta in the anime canon. Berserk Asta gets no diffed. Devil Arm Asta. Noct is toying with him. Devil Union Asta. Look what Lucifero did to that. Like, every time, every single time, Asta seems to be broken, Tabata always finds a way to do that. Well, see, Spalix, I think that would actually could be a good way to end the series, because Anti-Magic didn't start like that. Like, I think that would be annoying. Like, let's say if 100 or 200 chapters ago, Asta was doing this and using Anti-Monozone. That's one thing. But it's shown throughout the series that he has to progress it, and Anti-Magic is not that good. He's had to make it good. And if he makes it just as good as Magic, but then he also has the nullification properties, and that's how the series ends, I'm fine with that. But I think we part ways. I don't think that it's bad to end like that. I think that would have been bad, or could have been bad, if that's how it had been for a long time. Thanks for the super chat, Electrician. I appreciate that. It's possible that swords were once regular swords that transformed into magic swords / items after Licht imbued his magic in them. Yeah, they could have been regular swords, and then Licht made them actual powerful swords. That's also what it could be as well, Alimo. Joke, Asta versus Cosmic Garu. See, I don't really scale One Punch Man, unfortunately. I've seen a lot of people say that it goes either way. That's a good point, Yami. That all the Wizard Kings have like a broken ability. And so why not Asta? I think it's a good point, yeah. Jared, that's not how power scaling works. So like, if you have a group fighting somebody, if one person in that group just straight up punches and damages that one person, they would have to scale to that person. Really, what makes it harder to scale with group fights is speed, because you could say that these characters are not as fast because they needed to gang up, and that guy who is the one character who is at, like, has the real speed, he needed to, focus on multiple people. But there are still instances in fights where that character is usually only fighting one character at a time and fighting them, and that character is relative to them. So yeah, group fights don't mean no scaling. Spalix. So I don't see what the confliction comes from, if that's how it ends. Anti-magic. So it's also hard to scale anti-magic on its own without Asta, because Asta like is so incredibly physically powerful. You have to think about it. If somebody inherits anti-magic, if they are way, way physically weaker than Asta, which they likely are going to be, anti-magic's going to be way weaker. They also wouldn't know Zeton. Soifon, Jamal. I think it might be less likely we'll be getting anime canon stuff. Just because it seems likely that Black Clover is going to be seasonal or just in cores instead of weekly when it comes back, which is good. But usually there's not a lot of filler. But it could be that Tabata actually works with it, and it's kind of like what Kubo is doing, where he's adding stuff like entire scenes in. It may be like Tabata could like show like a couple episodes, or even like a mini arc of somewhere in that 50-month time skip. Even though we haven't had a light novel in like 5 years. Well, technically that's not true, but the only reason why we've had more light novels is because of the movie. But I wouldn't be surprised if we get light novels for that 15-month time skip. Carlos, no. I think that Domain Expansion is just inspiration from Bleach and Yu Yu Hakusho. Though it is funny, because Monozone is similar to it. Similar enough to the point where JJK fans forget that there are other anime besides JJK, and there are animes older than JJK. And they will come in and say that Black Clover copied Domain Expansion with its Monozone. Even though not only did Monozone come out in Black Clover before JJK, but Monozone is in Black Clover before JJK even came out. Oh yeah, and I forgot I was gonna read because Igneal, because I saw a member had commented but I forgot to read it. Anti-magic does soften the blow of magic. It makes it easier, but he still needs his own raw strength to do so. I mean, yeah. I mean, it is stated that it doesn't kill the force, or it doesn't like negate the force, just the magic. But you could still see it that way. That it still softens the blow. But yeah, at the very least, he has to be relative to it. Great Igneal, that is also, like, Domain Expansion is a more evolved Monozone. Yes, but spell Monozones are kind of like Domain Expansions as well. What's your question, Leo? Looks like I missed it. I'm scrolling up. Leo, I think that Tabata has just been slowly giving us more abilities with anti-magic, and I kind of like that. I wish we'd have a little bit more, but only a little bit more. But I think we'll get it. But yo, I remember you guys, when I would stream, and even still in my comments, a lot of you guys would ask if I'm ever going to do what ifs or Black Clover what ifs. And I started working on a Black Clover What If. And what I think I'm going to be doing is I'm going to post the individual like chapters of this What If to members. And then I might conjoin all the parts into one big YouTube video and post it for everybody. My what if is, what if Lumiere survived the Demon Lake fight? Because I was thinking about it, like, imagine what Lumiere would have to go through. His best friend Licht is dead, and all the elves are dead. Tetia is quote-unquote dead, even though she's not. And now, all of the royals have stolen elven magic power. How Lumiere would deal with that situation, I thought was super interesting. So I started making a what if for that. Well, yeah, Ignil, but that's no different from any character using, like, reinforcement magic. Like, if a character has, you know, magic reinforcing them, it's gonna soften the blow. Because it's not just hitting right into their body. Like, the anti-magic would still need a scale to it to soften the blow. Spalix? I don't think so. I don't think that Lucius is going to have the problem of Yuhaba. Joke, just say the title of the video and the name of the channel. I'll try and look at it. But yeah, I don't think Black Clover is out reversal, even close. But anyways, for one, Black Clover is a very hacked out verse, and the main character has anti-magic. So, anti-magic, with Asta developing his powers, and now he can give anti-magic to other people. And Tabata has built up great weaknesses, and the time magic Lucius has right now, where he cannot see the future of anti-magic. I think that it's not going to feel contrived the way that Lucius loses. Ignil, that's a great question. It's super debatable. I don't know if there's any concrete evidence. So they should be as strong. They're at least stronger than Lucifero, for one. But I'm predicting that they're not going to be. I'm predicting that Lucius, the real Lucius, is stronger. Part of that is, let me pull it up. I was working on a script for a video today that was making me look back at some of the previous chapters. I need to pull up a couple different chapters though. 344 is one of them. Alright. Let's look at number 1. This is Lucius, chapter 344. This is probably the Tree of Life that he's using because you guys will probably remember it, and hopefully you remember it, Ignil, but when Lucifero fused with the Tree of Cliffoff, we saw these around him, but they were black, because the Tree of Cliffoff is black. And then Lucius absorbed Lucifero, and Lucifero was fused with the Cliffoff. So I think that's why Lucius has these powers. But he is purifying it to use the Tree of Life instead of the Tree of Death, which is the Cliffoff. And what I think is important about this is we go to this chapter. The clones are already made. Like, the clones are already made. We see Lucius. So we see that he's still on his throne. And there's the Tree of Life that he's connected to. We can see it's absorbing mana, because the Tree of Qliphoth, it absorbs mana. So we can probably assume that the Tree of Life is doing the same. So I think that at the very least, like, Lucius is getting stronger because he's sitting on the Tree of Life. Or some sort of tree. Whereas these ones probably are not getting stronger because they're whole separate entities. That's why I think that Lucius is going to be stronger. Yeah, so Alima, that's the issue with OP, is that nobody has like an actual definition of overpowered. And it's always switching to what is OP or not. Like, it's just so like hypocritical. A lot of the times. Igneel, I don't see why he couldn't make Asta or Eno. Unless if he like needs time magic to like use as an aspect of that equation, because then Asta he probably wouldn't be able to. But I don't see why he couldn't. Alrighty, guys. Well, like I said, this will be a short stream. My next stream will be longer. I'll be doing a tier list, so that should probably be at least 2 hours. I wouldn't be surprised if it's even longer, because there are so many characters on it for Black Clover. But, yeah. But thank you guys so much for the support, everybody. Thanks for coming in. And, thanks for all the super chats and all the likes and just all the love. I appreciate it. Can't wait till I can start posting videos again. But, hope you guys stay safe and enjoy the rest of your day.